Well, now on this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips on how to be more productive each and every day. Sit back, relax, and watch this video to the end so that you understand and grab as more as you can. And by the way, guess what? If you don't want to miss any of my good videos in the future about like this kind of information or investments, making money online and such kind of things, do this. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free of charge. Down below there on your right, there is a small button written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button, turn that notification bell, like this video, and comment down below. By only doing that, a whole YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video. All right, so let's get into the business. Now, the point number 1, admit that you do not know a lot. That's the reality. You see, a lot of people, when you realize you're meeting new people, and one thing that you're supposed to understand is that guy knows something that you do not know. And again, you do not know much as you think that you do. Always is good to engage more of your ears more than your mouth. And that's why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Always listen more than you talk, because when you listen is when you learn more things. The problem you find with people is that, have you ever found somebody whom you are in a company with, and then somebody is talking about something and you realize you're learning something, but this guy on the other end, they're not even listening, they're talking a lot, to a point whereby they're even interrupting that guy whom, let's say we call him or her a teacher. And then you come to a point whereby you're not learning anything. And we have those guys of this character. They love to talk a lot more than listening. And this is the problem when you talk a lot more than you listen, is that when you talk more than you listen, you tend to miss that what you do not know. You only retain that what you knew when you came here. And that's why you go back home empty-handed, or you go back home with the same information that you had. Whenever you interact with somebody, by the way, this is my character. Whenever I'm interacting with somebody, it takes me close to 1 minute, less than 1 minute, to identify myself in this situation. Am I a teacher in this occasion, or am I a student? Whenever I realize I'm a student in this occasion, meaning I know more than this guy, because this guy is giving a lot of falsehoods, then at that particular point I transform to be a teacher. And when I realize, wow, this guy knows much than I do, then I transform to be a student. I engage more ears than I engage my mouth. So it is good to admit you do not know a lot. And by the way, if you want to know that you have low IQ, you always believe that you know a lot. But those people who believe that they do not know, most of those guys, they tend to grasp as much as they can in their life. So if you transform and change that, or on that, you can actually become more productive in each and every day. Because if you know more, then you can be able to do more, therefore becomes more productive. Point number 2, admit you have a problem and find it out what it is. Each and every human being on earth, we are over 8 billion of us on here, this world. We all have our own problems, commonly known as our weaknesses. So admit you have that one and find out what it is. And the moment you realize what is your problem or what is your weakness, then you try to avoid it, or maybe you work on it to improve yourself. That is the only way you become more productive. Let's say you realize that, hey, you know what? You're not good at relating with people. You're not a social individual. You're more reserved. You are introvert. It becomes a very horrible for you to pursue a career based on HR, because you need to interact with people. Maybe a career based like maybe in your hospitals, because you'll be interacting with the patients and all those kind of things. Maybe servicing, maybe becoming a police officer and all those kind of things. Maybe you can work in DCI, that is the investigative agencies and all those kind of things. Maybe technical expert, maybe an engineer, and all those kind of things. So once you admit that you have a problem, and if you identify what it is, having a problem is not an issue, but not identifying it, actually that is the biggest issue. So if you identified what is your problem, and then you've tried to fix it, and if it's not fixable, let's say you are short and you are trying to apply for an army, you cannot fix your shortness. All right. So if that is the problem towards you joining an army, therefore you cannot rectify that. So you shift from that and focus on other things that you're good at. That is the point number 2 that you're supposed to incorporate in your life. Otherwise, if you do not admit that you have a problem, you always believe that you're right at all the occasion, in every discussion, you admit that you're always right and you know more than others do. Then what you're going to do is that you're going to rub shoulders and you're going to be a little bit wishy-washy when you're dealing with people. So it's always good to admit. And saying that you have a problem doesn't have to say it, or you don't have to say it verbally. You can just know deep inside of you. Let's say you have a problem with pronunciations of words. You have a problem with R and L. You have a problem with sh and s, whatever the thing is. And the point is this: if you realize you have that problem, before you say any word, say it to yourself, then say it to the other people. Rather than just say to the other people before saying it to yourself. You realize that you're going to make those mistakes continuously. But if it comes to a point whereby you cannot be able to rectify, say you are in advancing age and all those kind of things, whatever, just be who you are, all right? And that's exactly what we say. Identifying that you have a problem. Is it rectifiable? If it is, then rectify it. If it is not, don't focus on it. Move to the next level. That's where you become more productive. Number 3, never get into a day aimlessly. The problem that people make is that you wake up in the morning, you let the day dictate for you what's going to happen that particular. You do not have a to-do list. You wake up early in the morning, you start now planning the day early in the morning. You do not even know what you can start off. Let's say you got to wash your clothing, you have to go to job, you have to work on your dream, you have to lose some weight, you have to edit some videos, say you are a content creator, you have to apply, all those kind of things. So if you enter into a day aimlessly and then you do not have a duty or a rota or a procedure on how you're going to engage that day, then you're going to get yourself into problems. So what I can advise you to do is this. Before you actually get your foot on the day, actually make sure that you already have a to-do list. I'm going to wake up in the morning. For example, my typical day looks like this. I wake up in the morning, you do your prayer. Number 2, you make sure that at least you go there. I'll confirm the script that you did write about recording some videos. After there, you go record some videos, you edit some videos, you post some videos, you do your house chores and all those kind of things. You work on your dreams, you go to the workout and all those kind of things. So if you have a typical day or however you line yourself, that actually makes the day easier. And by the way, let me tell you one thing. I was interacting with a certain Tanzanian and he told me in Swahili that ujinga haui lakini unatesa sana. See, if you are a fool, meaning that you do not know how to plan yourself, you actually get a lot of tired. You actually get, because you're actually doing this before you even finish it, you realize you're running out of time, you do the other before you realize you're running on the other, and by the time you realize you have not achieved anything, everything has been done, let's say in half, nothing has completed. So it's good to make sure that at least you pick one thing, focus on it. Once you're done with it, pick the other, pick the other, pick the other, and that's how you make yourself more productive. You can actually achieve more in a typical day than actually doing things in collectively. So do not get into a day aimlessly without any plan. Number 4, do not be available 24/7 all the time to your peers or your friends. This is the problem. You guys can actually predict. You guys get out of your job, let's say at around 5:30, you're here, we interact, we get our drinks, we get our conversation, we get out of our places, maybe let's say at 7 p.m, you get your, like everything can actually be predicted about your life. Sometimes what we say, if you want to make a difference in your life, is that just vanish sometimes, all right? There's a video I made and I told you, hey, what about you give yourself a challenge of 91 days? Focus on yourself, grow yourself, and do something about your life, all right? So it is good to make sure that you keep yourself scarce. And if you were to read something called the 48 laws of power, one of the laws says that you have to keep yourself scarce. Meaning, the moment you keep yourself scarce, that means that you actually up your value. You up your value. And for example, you can just imagine things. If people keep on seeing you each and every day, they hear you talk each and every day. So to a point whereby we want to talk about sense to them, they never listen. Can take this example. Say you have some friends there and usually engaged in every time. And you want to talk about something serious. They're probably going to laugh at you. They're never going to take you seriously. Say you want to start something and you engage them, you tell them, and you do all those kind of things. Therefore, that means that these guys can actually laugh at you and you feel like, hey, I think this is not the best idea that I'm actually pursuing right now. So it is good to make sure, don't make yourself available each and every time, like 24/7 in a week. So be very careful. Otherwise, if you continue doing exactly this, you do the same thing, expecting a different result, doesn't work that way. Scientifically, mathematically, and whichever the way, it doesn't work that way. So make yourself scarce. At least, appear once in a while, talk to them, be a man of less words, listen to what they are saying, learn to listen more than talking, engage themselves, engage them where it's applicable and necessary, talk when necessary, and all those kind of things. Be observative, don't be judgmental, don't be personal, whatever being told to you, don't take it personally, just look at them, sometimes give them a smile, and they'll see as if you're becoming crazy, but you're not becoming crazy, it becomes intelligence. Have you ever interacted, or have you ever been in a situation whereby you have your peers and then, let's say an old man or a substantive, quite a senior citizen shows up, and you guys are having a very hot debate, say it's about politics, and this guy just looks at you, does what he does, and then he vacates out of the area without even making any contribution. Not because that they do not have anything to say. Probably they have a lot to say, and they've actually listened to all of you, and you have made a mistake, but they don't find it any effort of actually correcting you. They prefer to reserve that energy and focus it towards something else. But if you engage your mouth a lot without your ears, then that's it. The last point is that always pick 3 things that you must do each and every day. And this is a very good challenge. Make sure that you usually have those 3 things that you have to do them, no matter what. All right. Number 1, you can pick about, each and every day you have to do something concerning your dream. Let's say you have a dream of one day becoming whatever you want to be. All right. So do something that actually gives you some several steps towards you achieving that dream. You have to do that thing. You have, if your aim is to becoming in good shape, all those kind of things, losing your weight or whatever. I don't know whether that is a dream anyway. If you're working towards becoming a public speaker, maybe you can stand before your mirror, talk about something, give yourself a lecture, give yourself a speech or something of sort. Maybe you're running a business, learn, read 2 or 3 books about that specific business. I'm not saying like you read in the morning like the 2-3 books. No, you can read some several pages or something of sort. You can watch a video concerning the same. Or the other thing that you can actually pick, it's about your job. Say you have to wake up in the morning, prepare yourself, go to the job. That's a thing. And number 3, and I know this one that doesn't have any effort. A lot of people are doing it just not because they love it, but you have to do them. All right. And the last one, it's about spiritual. All right. You can pick it, that one. Okay. This is just what I propose. I do not know. But anyway, the spiritual one, don't leave it behind. All right. It's a good thing. So anyway, pick 3 things that you make sure that you have to do them each and every morning. Repeat them continuously, because we say consistency. That's actually what brings a difference. And let me tell you one secret. Whenever you do something that you know you ought to do, not because you feel, no, but because you know you have to do, that's when the discipline is actually made. That is exactly the 5 tips, what you're supposed to apply in life for you to become more productive than you actually think. All right. So how about you pick all of them, imply and actually assimilate them in your life, and you're going to see a tremendous change in your life. And by the way, that's the end of my video. But it's not the end of me telling you that you can grab my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call and let's talk business. I do have booklets on investment for only $280 a copy, or I can have a conversation with you at a personal level. I offer those services at coffee's price. Just a very quite affordable. All right. So for now, it's a goodbye. But don't forget, like this video, comment down below. My name is Joseph. Talk about money and anything related to that. For now, it's a goodbye. See you there.